AI is snitching on you. Let's face it, folks, the future is now. Remember when a flip phone that could send a blurry picture was considered peak technology? Now we've got phones that can recognize your face, computers that write emails for you, and virtual assistants who know your coffee order better than your own mother. Companies like Apple, Microsoft, and Google are locked in an arms race to cram as much artificial intelligence as they can into their shiny new devices. We're talking iPhone 16s with AI so advanced it can practically predict your next existential crisis. Windows Copilot computers that finish your sentences and your taxes, though hopefully not at the same time. And Google Pixel 9s that probably know what you're thinking before you do. Don't get me wrong, some of this stuff is undeniably cool. Who wouldn't want a phone that can order takeout just by you thinking about it? But here's the thing about convenience, folks. It often comes at a cost. And in this case, that cost is your privacy. Because all those fancy AI features, they're powered by something much less glamorous, your data. And lots of it. These new AI-powered devices aren't just gadgets. They're practically becoming companions. They're learning your habits, your preferences, even your deepest fears, probably by analyzing your late-night doom scrolling. The more you use them, the more they learn, until they know you better than you know yourself. Imagine this. You're walking down the street and your phone buzzes. It's your digital assistant, helpfully reminding you that you're walking past your ex's favorite bakery and might want to cross the street to avoid a potentially awkward encounter. Creepy? Maybe a little? Convenient? Absolutely. And that's the insidious thing about all this. We're being lulled into a false sense of security by the allure of personalized experiences and helpful reminders. But while you're busy marveling at your phone's ability to choose the perfect emoji, it's also quietly building a detailed profile of your every move, every purchase, every embarrassing Google search you've ever made. And that, my friends, is where things start to get a little dystopian. Remember that data we were talking about? The stuff that powers all those amazing AI features? Well, it turns out that data is a very valuable commodity. And tech companies are like hungry hippos when it comes to hoovering it up. Every time you use facial recognition to unlock your phone, every time you ask your virtual assistant to find a recipe for banana bread, every time you let your phone autocorrect duck to ducking in a text to your boss, we've all been there. You're feeding the beast. This data is then used to create detailed profiles of who you are, what you like, and what you're likely to do next. These profiles are then sold to advertisers, who use them to target you with personalized ads that are so eerily accurate it feels like they're reading your mind. Spoiler alert, they basically are. Section 4, Hackers, Governments, and your AI assistant, what could go wrong? Now, let's say you're not too bothered by a few targeted ads. But it's not just advertisers who want your data. Hackers, cybercriminals, and even governments are eager to get their hands on it. Imagine your AI assistant gets hacked. Suddenly someone else has access to all that information. They could steal your identity or drain your bank account. And then there's government surveillance. AI devices could be used to monitor citizens on a mass scale. Think facial recognition cameras tracking your every move. Sounds like Black Mirror, right? Section 5, Big Brother wears a smartwatch, the future of surveillance. Remember the good old days when the only thing your watch could tell you was the time? Now, smartwatches can track your heart rate, your sleep patterns, even how many steps you take in a day. On the surface, this seems like a good thing. After all, who doesn't want to improve their health and well-being? But this constant monitoring comes with a price, the erosion of our privacy and autonomy. Imagine a world where your health insurance premiums are determined by how much exercise you get, or where your employer can track your every move, even outside of work hours. This might sound far-fetched, but it's not as far off as you might think. With AI-powered devices becoming increasingly sophisticated, the potential for mass surveillance is very real. And as we become more reliant on these devices, we're essentially handing over the keys to our lives. Section 6. Fighting back against the algorithm. Tips for a more private life. So, what can we do about it? Be mindful of the data you're sharing. Read the privacy policies of the apps you use. Adjust your privacy settings. Think twice before enabling features like facial recognition or location tracking. Support organizations fighting for digital privacy rights. Groups like the Electronic Frontier Foundation and the American Civil Liberties Union. Don't be afraid to question the status quo. We need to discuss the trade-offs between convenience and privacy. The future of AI is still being written. Let's ensure privacy and autonomy aren't just distant memories.